So in this video, we want to look at different unit conversions. And so one of the things that I often see is that students struggle to convert millimeter to micrometer. Now, there are a couple of different philosophies. One is you can look at the differences in your decimal point and just move it back and forth. I actually do not advocate for that method. I find it difficult to go from millimeters to micrometers without actually converting back to meters. So the way I would suggest that we do this would be something like this. So it's 2.5 millimeters. And we know that there are 1,000 millimeters in 1 meter. And we also know that in 1 meter, there are 1 times 10 to the 6th micrometers. So when you plug this in, it is the same thing as knowing that we need to move the decimal place. But you get that there are 2,500 micrometers. You could also convert this to scientific notation, which is 2.5 times 10 to the 3rd micrometers. So the way I do this is to use unit conversions the same way you would convert inches to meters or something else, but convert back to 1 meter and then convert from 1 meter to the other. It assures that you will get to the correct answer. So what about if we want to convert 5.6 pounds to nanograms? So a nanogram, or a nano, is 1 times 10 to the negative 9. So it's a very small amount. So we need a unit conversion, which would be provided in my course, where 1 pound is equal to 453.59 grams. So in this case, we have 5.6 pounds. Times in 1 pound, there are 453.59 grams. And in 1 gram, there are 1 times 10 to the 9th nanograms. Now, 1 nanogram is 1 times 10 to the negative 9th grams. But there are 1 times 10 to the 9th nanograms in 1 gram. And so when we plug this into our calculator, what we get is 5.6 times 453.59 times 1 to the 9th. We get 2.54. 0.1 times 10 to the 12th nanograms. Now we do want to make sure that we're using the right sig figs, and so if this answer only has 2, right now my answer has 5. And so we know that it would be 2.5 times 10 to the 12th nanograms. Okay? So if we know that a protein function occurs in 2.6 picoseconds, what percentage of a minute does this function take? So we want to convert picoseconds to seconds so that we can divide that by the number of seconds in a minute and multiply that by 100. So we know that 2.6 picoseconds, a picosecond is 1 times 10 to the negative 12, so 1 times 10 to the 12th picoseconds are in 1 second, which gives us 2.6 times 10 to the negative 12th seconds. So we asked what percentage of a minute does this function take. So we want to divide the length of time, 2.6 times 10 to the negative 12 seconds, divided by 60 seconds, which is how much of a minute. And we're going to multiply by 100. And so in this case, when we plug this into our calculator, we have 2.6 times 10 to the negative 12 divided by 60 seconds, which is in 1 minute. We get 4.33 times 10 to the negative 14th, gives us this value, but we asked what percentage, so we need to multiply by 100. So we know that this process takes 4.3 times 10 to the negative 12th % of a minute. So this is a very fast process. Okay, so last, we have an elephant that weighs roughly 13,000 pounds. And so I want to know how many megagrams. So a large M is mega, which is 1 times 10 to the 6th. Okay, so it's not a typo. It doesn't ask for milligrams. This is different. Okay, so again, we'll use the same unit conversion we used up here, which you would be provided. So 1 pound equals 453 0.59 grams. So we're going to take our 13,000 pound elephant. We're going to convert pounds to grams. So in 1 pound, there are 453.59 grams. And we want to convert that to megagrams. So there are 1 times 10 to the 6th grams and 1 megagram. Okay? So when we plug this into our calculator, it is 13,000. Oops. Let's set it up where you can see. Times 453.59. And we're going to, 13,000 pounds times 453.59. We're going to divide that by 1 e to the 6th to convert to megagrams. So there are 5.89 megagrams. However, this answer only is allowed 2 significant figures, and so we're going to convert that using sig figs to 5.9 megagrams. So remember, when we convert unit conversions or different types of decimal places out here, I find it easiest to convert back to the original and then convert again, as opposed to getting an answer and moving the decimal place.